So in the previous session, we finished this step, and now let's start working on the scheduling. So so what I want to do here is to match the project plan start to the data date here, because in our case, this project is not ongoing. We haven't started the project yet. We are planning as if the project didn't start. So we are not ongoing project. That's not ongoing project. We didn't actually start the project. So that's why we want the data date. And to show you something, this is the data date. This red line that you see, that's the data date. So we're going to change that. So when you go to project here, I'm going to change it to February 13th and at 8 a.m. Select, then go back to activities. Now, here we go. All of this will be fixed. Don't worry about that when we start the project, when we schedule the project. So we are going to click F9, and that's the correct data date that we want to work on. And in scheduling, we should look at the settings. If there's something we need to adjust, or we have any specific settings we need to follow. But here in this crash course, we're not going to look at that. We're just going to use the default settings. So click on schedule. That's the only thing that we wanted to take care of. And click on this one, log to file. And when we click on log to file, let's have this on, for example, let's create this project, or let's create this folder, P6 workshop. I think I have the same name. So, okay, let's make this 2025. Open. Okay. And then click on schedule. So this is the we call it the baseline schedule. That's our schedule. That's the critical path, the red ones, and these are non-critical activities. So that's the project after scheduling, and you can see here that's the start, finish, let start, let finish, and this is where we located the log to file. And here we go. That's it. The schedule log 2025. So when you check this out, it gives you, that's the receipt of the scheduling. So it tells you these are the settings that we said we're not going to talk about here, the settings of the scheduling. That's the project, that's the code or the ID of the project, and that's the name, landscaping or garden. It has 14 activities, and activities without predecessors. These activities were not linked to a predecessor. So we need to check why these activities were not linked to predecessors, because maybe we forgot to add one of the relationships or one of the links between the activities. So when you go here, so we said A1000 and then 1010, 1060, 1090, and 1130. So let's go here and 1000, that's the start of the project. It makes sense that it's not linked to a predecessor. Like there is nothing to be done before this activity to start. That's, we're good to go here. The next one was 1010. 1010, that's an activity that should be connected to the start. So we need to go to predecessor and then assign and then double click on the start. We linked it to the start. Okay. The second one is 1060. This one. This one should be connected to the start as well. So assign, double click. Here we go. The third one is dig pond, which is 1090. Should be connected to the start. Here we go. The last one is ready for competition. Ready for competition should be connected to the latest activities here. So it will show the date when the competition is done. So we are going to assign, and I'm going to connect it to this one, that one, and this one, as you see here. Let's get back to the log file. Here, these are the activities without predecessors, and these are activities without successors. Now we have fixed this because start project now it has successor. Paint fence has successor. Lay path and buy fish they have successors. Like if you click here, now we have successor, which is the ready for competition, ready for competition, ready for competition. Get back to it, and it tells you what are the critical activities. These are the red ones, as you saw. Let me show it to you again. These ones. And if there is constraint, we don't have any constraint. We didn't create any constraints in this schedule. This is the log file. That's the receipt, and it tells you what happened in the scheduling process. Now let's see what's going to change when after we made these adjustments. So we click F9, and then the date is correct, good to go. We click on schedule, and it will also shows us the log file in the same place. So schedule, look what happened. Now this moved to here, and we can first of all, let me take out this calendar. Here we go. Okay, when you look at the start and finish of the project, that's the ready for competition. It will be done in February 27th. So this project will start on February 13th, and it will be done in February 27th. So that's the project time. And when you look here, that's the original duration of the project. It's 11. It's 11 days. So let's check what are the changes in the log file. So here we go. That's the log file. That's the new one. So mainly the changes will be here. Activities without predecessor. Now the only activity without a predecessor, which is the start of a project, which makes sense, it's fine. And the only activity without a successor, which is the ready for competition, which makes sense as well. So these are the changes that happen. And yeah, that start and ready for competition. Of course, they are added to the critical activity, but they won't affect anything because they are just finish and start milestones.